Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Accord 2.4 EX automatic. This particular car is registered RE61GRU, and the mileage at the start of this road test is just 48,981 miles. The reason we do the road tests is so customers get to see the cars that we're advertising actually before they come to see the car. That way they get to see the very car we're advertising in operation, and then the point of the video is to be critical, so if there's anything on the vehicle that you need to know about before setting off to see us, then I can let you know about it. It's also done on the roads very close to our premises, so hopefully it'll be representative of what you'll feel yourself when offered a test drive if interested in the vehicle. This particular car been very well looked after. All its servicing up to this point done by the Honda dealership. We'll be servicing the vehicle, although not quite due yet, once this road test is actually completed. Only a couple of owners on the car, and it tells immediately, it shows rather, because the car drives absolutely superbly. Engine starts straight away, settles to a very smooth, even idle. There's no warning lights on the dashboard. Temperature's running at a third, and it's been running for some time now because I've been driving around in the car for the last half an hour or so. So absolutely no issues related to any warning lights on the engine or any other part of the car. I'll go into sort of the engine in more detail in due course in the video, but just to suffice it to say, so no issues with it at all. Gearbox on the vehicle, a wonderful Honda gearbox, very smooth shifting, just feels tight, crisp, quick gear changes, very well done, all exactly as they should be. You can also operate it manually, so I always use it for overtaking. If you want to, this hand does the downshifts, this one does the upshifts, so just pull it back, it's selected me fourth gear, pull it back again, third gear, zoom past something, change up with this one on the right hand side. It's just nice, simple, easy to use, and immediately turns itself off once you've finished using it, but all the functions working exactly as they should. So in terms of the powertrain of the vehicle, absolutely, totally and utterly faultless, it really is. Steering of the car, which is absolutely brilliant by the way. It's just smooth, easy, beautifully weighted, tracks bullet straight. There's no vibrations, and I'm going at the legal limit now. It just feels completely without any slack at all in it. It just, you can't feel any wear. Same goes for the suspension. There's no noises coming from underneath the vehicle that shouldn't be there. You can hear it going over the bumps, as you can hear there, but there's no sort of secondary noises that shouldn't be coming up through the vehicle. I'm kind of rushing through the main bits on the car, reason being that there's absolutely nothing to report. It drives sensationally well. The brakes are solid, there's no pulsing or vibrations back through the brake pedal, but they pull the car down straight and true as well, and they're very powerful. Looking around inside the car, fantastically built car. It really is a wonderfully well made vehicle. Simple, easy to use, tons of equipment, all working exactly as they should. Your heated seats, the air conditioning's pumping out cold air, sat nav, camera, all the gauges, all the pixelation, all the readouts, all the functions working exactly as they're meant to. The reason I want sort of shortcut all that is basically because the car drives absolutely faultlessly. It really does. Wanted to talk more about this car than I normally do on videos, because this is a real favourite of mine, this car. I think it's one of the very best Hondas ever made. The S2000, the NSX, the Integras always get the headlines because they're kind of the sporty ones that the motoring press loves. This one kind of goes under the radar, but in my opinion is as well-rounded a Honda as I've ever known. because it gets everything right. You know, it's does what it's meant to do. It's a comfortable long distance cruiser. It's quiet, it's comfortable in that respect. They're unbelievably well made and stunningly reliable cars as well. It's not to say they don't ever have an issue, because all cars do at some point, but it's incredibly rare on them to ever have an issue. So, you know, that's how, you know, tough these things are. What Honda have just done so well is just get all the other bits right. The powertrain is brilliant. The 2.4 engine is a stonking engine. It's got guts, it's low down torque, not just the normal top end VTEC stuff. It's got a lovely crisp power delivery, engine notes, matches it beautifully. It encourages you to use the engine. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful engine. Gearbox is matched perfectly, the ratios are spot on, everything's just quick to react in a good way. It's not, you know, over the top, but it's just, you know, in this world of kind of worthy but dull turbos, I just think this is just, you know, lovely to get back into one of these. And then there's the other bits, you know, where you're sat, the driving position's perfect, great visibility, fantastic environment in which to operate a car from, great seats, absolutely brilliant seats, and then what I think is probably the best chassis in its class and completely underrated. You've got this wonderfully sort of nuggety, beautifully damped ride, which it feels expensive. I don't know how to explain it more than that, because the way it rides the bumps, you feel the bumps, but it just rides them so well. It's not soft in any way, and yet it's not harsh either. And on top of that, you get a power steering system that is accurate, it's nicely weighted, it matches the chassis absolutely perfectly. There's a minimum of body roll with the vehicle. All the actions of the chassis, it just all comes together beautifully. It's got fantastic balance, and I did drive one of these years ago on the racetrack, and it's one of the very few cars where you could drive it at the limit seemingly all day long, and it's got real precision and balance to it. It's just not a nose heavy understeerer. It feels alive, it feels as though it's using all four corners of the car to achieve its handling and grip. I think it's an amazing car, and its rarity, I think, adds to its attraction, because it's not the obvious candidate, it's not the obvious choice, and I think it's all the better for that. The fewer on the road, I'm happier with. I really am. As I said, so that's just the fuel light pinging on. As I said before the start of the video, this is to pick up with any issues on the car, of which that I can find none. However, if I've missed something on the video, as I can do, then I encourage people to give me a call and obviously ask me any questions about this particular car. But whoever is lucky enough to buy this one will be buying a wonderful example of a truly great Honda.